Hi guys, it is Friday. Thank you for watching the channel. We've been waiting for this day for a long time, at least I have. Today we're gonna swap out my bars for a new riser bar setup, and we're pretty excited about it.
All Thrashin' Supply.
We got your boy JP helping out. So these are KST bars, which are good bars. I got a little movement on them, forward and backward under heavy braking or acceleration. I'm not super crazy about it, never have been. They're also a little too wide. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing this for like a year, finally pulled the trigger, but we're gonna ace these guys. I'm gonna relocate my gauges. I bought this Clockworks magnet for my phone mount. It actually works really well. I just don't need it. Keep that as a spare, clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna keep my inverse mirrors. I'm pretty happy with that setup, but we're gonna move the gauges up higher. I got the gauge relocation kit, and it's just gonna be more of a T-bar setup. Been thinking about it for a long time, and we're finally gonna do it. Do a quick inventory of our parts setup.
First off,
there's the gauge relocation kit. Billet Thrashin' housing, the extension harness, and then you got the carbon fiber backing plate. It's also weatherproof.
and this coming with the relocation bracket is pretty awesome. I mean, they even put the wire loom around it. You've got your weather connectors.
And we got our new triple tree.
Look at the machine work.
It's so nice. So they sell them in black, chrome, and raw aluminum.
Boom.
Had to go with the raw aluminum. Look at that, the mechanism that just snaps. Well executed. It's awesome.
Beautiful.
Got the key so I can still do the steering lock. These are adjustable so I can adjust the rear positioning of the risers.
Also machined, not cast.
There's our risers. With the 9.5-inch pullback. These are solid aluminum. I mean, they're just so beautiful. Look at the nice little Thrashin' Supply details. Got the American flag, made in the United States.
With ARP studs.
ARP studs. Oh God, it's nice.
It's so pretty.
It's gonna be really, really nice. The new bars, these are the mid-bend bars. You go to Thrashin' Supply, they sell them in bundles on the Two Lane Life website. At the end of our most recent trip up to the Redwoods, we actually stopped by the Thrashin' Supply shop and met those guys, and they hooked me up with a 10% off discount. So thank you, Galen, for that.
And they were super sit on my
friendly.
bike. This is the setup I have. See if you like it.
Yeah,
and let's not forget about the purge clamps.
And we had to get the purge clamps. With this new bar diameter, these aren't going to fit with or with the KST bars. Yeah, those are going to be a nice little touch and blended in with the triple tree over there.
Also machined, not cast, ARP studs.
Yeah.
What's in here?
That's the extension.
Oh,
The mounting bracket for the housing. All right, let's get this install underway. Hopefully get it done in a few hours. One thing I forgot to mention too is I did go to the Hardy dealership and I deleted my ignition switch because with the new bar setup, it's not needed and it's just one step easier to now start my bike. So yeah, we're happy with that. I don't have a tank mat, but this works just fine. It's a nice soft yoga mat. Cover up the bike, so if we drop a wrench, you don't have to worry about scratching up my tank.
And we're going to show you how to put the Thrashin' Supply gauge relocation and top tree on your 14 to 2022 Road Glide.
Okay, so we got the gauge housing removed, unplugged, painted the connectors 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, so we know which plugs back into what. And we just removed the fork brace lower housing.
nacelle,
Nacelle, the lower nacelle, and now we have this top nacelle that should just, there's nothing else holding it in there.
Important note if you're doing this, to get to these T40s here and here, I thought it was going to be a mess, but my boy Roger, you can just lean the handlebars over with a long extension and get
it'll fit in
T40s on each side.
Let's go. Bye-bye.
Well, bye.
Don't want him.
Don't want him, don't need him.
This whole piece should be coming
Yeah,
out.
so I'll grab the phone, I'll take a picture so we know what plugs in back into what. So I'm assuming this is like a heated grip for the left side, taping up the heated grip for the right side. This is not in use. I don't even know what this one is, but it's just unplugged. So there's this plastic backing plate that all of the
Goes like that.
wires are connected to, and it just kind of keeps them in place and organized and sorted from left to right. And actually we found it a little bit difficult to remove and get some of those connectors off of this backing plate. You do it very carefully. You don't want to slip any of your connections there up front.
We found the easiest way. We were coming in through the back with needle nose trying to unlock these tabs, and we weren't having much luck. What we found was if you get a hold of this where it's at and give it a bend, because you're not going to reuse this, these tabs will open up, and then you can remove.
And you can slide the connectors out. A little more progress. Instrument housing off, wires marked, taped, ready for next step. We're going to remove the thumb controls, then we'll start working on the front fairing. But we just mounted the gauges in their new housing. But Allen head bolts came out really, really nice.
Well, where happened? Nothing. Finding tools.
And then there is the ground wire. We're gonna unplug that, you just pull it apart.
Okay, there's a wire.
A lock wire and a ground wire.
Well, this is a ground wire, and this looks like also a ground wire, and we're not going to reuse them.
So next thing, you're gonna grab a quarter Allen and take off the handlebars.
Yeah, did that.
This is a whole different connection.
All right, so there's two wires still connected to the tree. One is your lock wire. We're gonna unplug that because the bike's flashed.
That's the lock wire, and that's the ground wire.
And then there is the ground wire. We're gonna unplug that, you just pull it apart. You no longer need to ground your handlebars of your tree because it is solid. Now we're gonna take the top tree off.
So we don't need either of them?
Neighbor's home. It's got his new Road Glide, pretty sweet. We got the top OEM triple tree off. I cleaned it up a little bit. We got a lot of wires to manage and figure out what we're gonna do with. That'll be next phase, but otherwise, making some progress. All right, so we got the triple tree off. Next step is we're gonna move the front fairing. So we popped off the top liner and we just disconnected the turn signals. And then next, we're going to remove the speaker grills and then we'll start unbolting the front fairing. We've removed the front fairing, really only held on by bolts inside the speaker housing, 2 bolts on the turn signal housing, 4 bolts on the deflectors, 2 on each side. That's really it, huh?
Just make sure you disconnect the blinkers.
Disconnect the blinkers right here, yep. So we're assembling our new bar.
Okay, so the little guys, there's 2 here.
With these mid-bed bars, fishing the wires through is so much easier instead of these 2 right 90-degree angles that we had on the old KST bars. So we just got our control wires, handlebar, thumb control wires, fished through the new bar, mid-bed bar, and everything came through pretty nicely.
This is the way to go.
You use some string. Even though it's a mid-bend bar, and it's not that hard of a fish. We had a little bit of trouble on the right side. The left side was super easy.
Look at the size of these connections. Weight something, draw it through, and then pull them back in.
Looking pretty good. So now we're assembling the kit. We got those, what size bolts are those that come up from under the tree into the riser?
Fucking huge.
Okay.
Loctited them. We put these guys on just to align the risers. This is a 3/4.
3/4.
And we Loctited them because we Loctite everything.
Dun, dun, dun.
We can put a little super lube on him.
I think we might need to.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Just like that. That looks fucking awesome.
That's incredible. Seated all the way down. There it is. Nothing's tightened down yet, but we got the bars on. We got the controls back on. We got the perch clamps on. The tree is tightened. Nothing's Loctited yet. It's just in place so we can play around with positioning. Then we'll start doing our cable management and the front fairing back on. But
It looks really nice.
We're happy with this. Bars, risers, gauge relocation kit, triple tree, looking really good, super comfortable, ergonomically, big improvement over what I had. Very happy with the hand height. I got a nice bend in my arm. Super pleased, really, really fantastic.
Oh, let's take a gander.
Take a gander. So we got some garlic butter parsley.
Oh, God.
We got some beautiful New York strips from Costco. We got some bread. We got some salad. And we're going to cook it up. It's going to be awesome.
It is awesome. Your boy does not cut corners.
We don't believe in cutting corners.
You should smell it. Look at these guys. Nah, it's dead.
No, the screen goes off after
What do you
2
want
minutes.
from me?
Just took the steak off. Looking gorgeous. We're gonna add our beurre épicier.
Not Italian.
Very French. Bales, say hi. What have we learned apart from the fact that I have amazing bed hair? We just finished.
Yeah, 4 hours later.
Dun dun dun. We got the front fairing back on. It came out really clean. Very, very happy. Absolutely incredible. Pretty solid job of cable management. We stuffed a lot in front, into the front fairing.
Wire loom, spirals on, works a lot better than the rigid style because you've got a bunch of bundles there and it's different diameter. This works much better than that.
So when you're sitting on the bike or when you're behind the bike, I mean, you can't even see any of the cables at all. All the gauges are working, all the functions are working.
And it looks awesome.
It looks incredible. And no, just kidding. It's been longer than 4 hours.
Yeah.
It turned out pretty good.
Pretty great.
We're very happy with the results. Awesome.